We look behind the Barons bench, and a couple of guys, I don't know whether or not they are officially loosening up or they're just trying to stay warm. We'll try and check that out and find out what's going on with Woodbridge, as it will be Mark Chalua, Jerry Wise, and Chris Kobolakowicz to step up here in the 5th inning and face David Kaba. Kaba has given up 2 hits. He has not struck out a batter. He has not walked a batter. He has hit 1. He has pretty much been in control. It is when Woodbridge waits him out that Woodbridge is able to get a little something going.
What a surprise for the Barons. They're involved in a 1-run ball game.
9 of their 11 games have been decided by 1 run.
They've helped themselves in some cases with some good D. Good decision last inning to walk Solar, and then they got the final out on the ground out to Beckhorn.
First pitch to Chalua, grounded down to third. Nice play made by Gennaro, and there's 1 down.
And they are swinging at that first pitch quite often.
Another ground ball out for Kaba.
Chalua, hard one, but Gennaro with the easy field in on the grass. He knows he had some time.
Stayed down with the ball and took it before it took that little short hop. 1 down, here's Jerry Wise. Grounded out to Gennaro.
Gennaro starts out defensively even with the bag. He is 90 feet away at third base. He's kind of close to the line also. Ball gets away from Aracena. Of course, no one on. Bottom part of the order for Woodbridge. So they certainly will get to the power part of the order one more time in this ball game. There's Gennaro at third. He'll step up just a bit, even with third, only about 2 steps off the line.
Way out in front, Jerry Wise, fooled by the breaking pitch. Count 1-2 to Wise. Chris Kobolakowicz on deck. Aracena sets up the outside corner, and the ball grounded foul down to Serrano. That's a great indication of the control that Kaba has. Aracena set up low and outside, and that's exactly where Kaba put it, and Wise can only just get the end of the bat on it.
How many managers, coaches, wouldn't love to have a pitcher, as you see the line score there, only 1 run in the 4th inning, who has only walked 2 in over 20 innings of work, but when it comes to, for instance, the major leagues, they are just looking for guys who put up big numbers on the radar gun. They're generally not looking for the guy who was 8-1, having walked less than 10 in 60 plus or 70 innings. They're looking for the guy who can throw 75, 80, maybe even 90. Regardless sometimes of his record.
Popped up. Odalis Rodriguez backing up at second base, and he puts it away. Well, I'll tell you, there aren't a lot of 75-mile-an-hour pitchers in the major leagues. Tommy John, you know, toward the end of his career. But you're right. I mean, it is a difference. But the one thing that I think we all lose sight of, Paul, and, you know, I'm as guilty as the next guy, is that, you know, it doesn't really matter to David Kaba right now or Perth Amboy. And I think we get too caught up in general with college potential and pro potential, and can this guy be drafted? Is he going Division I? Where's he going to play? And what the heck? Let's just let these kids enjoy maybe the last time they'll be putting a uniform on. Just have a good time playing the game.
Up at the plate, Chris Kobolakowicz. Woodbridge Baron football fans are hoping for next year to be a good one for the Barons. Kobolakowicz, the quarterback, and up at the top of the order, Jason Moorman, very good wide receiver.
They'll both be back next year. 2-1 the count to Kobolakowicz. Mike Salento's done a great job here. Came over from Perth Amboy and has really boosted the fortunes of the Woodbridge Barons in football. Hard hit ball, nice play by Gennaro. Stayed with it, the long throw in time. And 3 up and 3 down once again. 2 nice plays made by Gennaro at third. One on a short hop and the other on a hard hit ball that he had a backhand. And David Kaba owes him couple of hamburgers at McDonald's. Health-conscious America, but a nice play made by Gennaro as he stays down with the ball, goes to the backhand side, and makes the throw across in time to retire the batter. So two nice plays. One on that short hop, actually, that he prevented from being a short hop as he came in and took it off the grass, and then staying down and backhanding the ball on third. He's had a busy day, Paul, and he's done well down at third.
Chris Gennaro, junior third baseman for the Panthers of Perth Amboy.
1-0 our score. 5 innings in the books. And once again, Paul Spahala will have the play-by-play for you.
Top half of inning number 6. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Panthers. Lozado, Serrano, and Rodriguez. Whatever warm-up action there was for Woodbridge has been finished, so whether it was, as we said, a possible relief pitcher or just two players trying to stay warm, it has been concluded.
This has been a fast-moving game.
Very fast. Both pitchers have pretty much gone right to work. Lozado 0 for 2. Not too much walking around the mound, checking things out. Grounder to Beckhorn, two-hopper, steps on the bag, and just as Beckhorn made the final out of the 5th, he makes the first out of the 6th.
And heaven forbid half these batters wait on a pitch. There's been a lot of first ball swing going on.
So the batters and the pitchers have been cooperating for a very fast game here, top of the 6th. And we're just a little over an hour into this game. Danny Serrano has reached twice. Once on an error, once on a walk. He takes ball 1.
You know, Paul, we've seen enough games, though, over the years that you never want to count your chickens before they're hatched because you don't know what you're going to get in the last couple of innings here.
Well, that's what Woodbridge found out on Saturday.
Yeah.
Thought they were home free, 12 runs. And they're a game that was probably due to be over in about an hour and a half. All of a sudden was now a 2.5-hour ball game.
Yeah. Of course, it was 80 degrees on Saturday, so you didn't necessarily mind, waiting through that. Today, kind of chilly, temperatures in the 50s.
Danny Serrano, Perth Amboy first baseman, with Odalis Rodriguez waiting on deck. Top of the 6th, Panthers lead 1-0. Sean Rowdy out on the mound for the Woodbridge Barons. There is Steve Rubin, Perth Amboy assistant coach, down at the third base coaching box. Grounded towards second, Marinello with the easy toss. And both pitchers have really dominated with ground ball outs. Very few fly balls hit today.
Yeah, it's been a slow day for the boys in the outfield.
Only one fly ball is counted. That's the one that Willie Solar hit that no one caught. That's the 1-0 score. Odalis Rodriguez, the sophomore second baseman, steps in. Of the 20 players we have seen today, including the DHs, Odalis is the only sophomore.
Got a good future ahead of him. Turns the double play well in the infield. Good set of hands.
Bunted into a pop out in the 3rd, grounded out in the 4th. Couple of sprinkles of rain here and there. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 recorded by Rowdy. So we head for the home half of the 6th. And the Barons need 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead. In the Greater Middlesex Conference, the red is generally the larger schools in the conference. Currently, Edison is on top of the division at 6-2, followed a second-place tie between J.P. Stevens of North Edison and Woodbridge. Perth Amboy and East Brunswick are right now tied for that 4th position. St. Joseph Metuchen is 4-4. Piscataway 2-6. Sayreville follows up the field. And as we mentioned earlier, The key is to finish in the top 2 because then you're guaranteed a spot in the postseason tournament. Other than that, you have to be invited. Woodbridge has hit 9 groundouts, 3 flyouts, 1 lineout that started the ball game, 1 pop out, 1 runner was picked off, and they have not yet struck out. But they have not yet scored.
And that runner who was picked off, Paul, was the only time that Caba has allowed the leadoff hitter in the inning to get on. And that came back in the 4th inning.
Middlesex County, one of the few counties that holds their tournament not only after the end of the regular season, and of course we said that they base that on the division champion, so naturally it has to be done after the season is concluded. But for the most part, their championship game is generally either right near the state championship game or most cases after the state championship.
Yeah, depending on how the weather situation works itself out. You know, and I understand you want to reward a team for its success during the season, and the fact is that you can judge better how to seed teams and what have you. I mean, look what happens with the county tournaments that are seeding, 3 weeks into the season. But the state tournament should be the season ender, whatever it happens to be. You lose in the quarterfinal round, or you lose or win in the state championship game. That should be it.
Keith Mance leads it off here in the bottom of the 6th. Mance with a single. Fouled back. He is one of only 2 hits today for the Barons of Woodbridge. The other one belongs to Pete Marinello. Mance, the designated hitter in the number 9 spot. And generally, the GMC tournament is run over a fairly short time span, as opposed to, for instance, the GNT, which is run for the most part Saturday after Saturday.
Yeah,
here's the pitch to Mance.
All the GMC tournaments are done that way.
Caba to Serrano. So the first out recorded by the pitcher. First time he's had a chance to handle the ball today. But just an interesting way to run the tournament in that it is based on the regular season.
Why not just open it up to everybody?
There is, I believe, some talk about doing that.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't that many clubs. You're really basically only adding 1 extra set of games.
Jason Moorman, top of the order.
Even if you doubled the field from 16 to 32, I mean, you're only really playing 1 extra game. It's not
Top of the order, Moorman is 0 for 2. He's the man who hit that line out. Pops it up this time to short. Lozada puts it away. 2 up, 2 down.
I'll tell you, you know what they think of us around here, Paul. Started to rain a little bit. Somebody's ran out of raincoat, and you thought it was for us. They said, no, put it on the monitor. Put it on the television.
2 out. Inside pitch to Pete Marinello.
So here we are. The television is well taken care of.
Nice and warm and dry.
We, unfortunately, will be rained on, but the television will survive.
Fly ball to left. Ricks has an eye on it. A little trouble with it, but Ricks does put it into the glove, and the Barons are finished in the 6th inning. So we'll head to the 7th with a 1-run ball game. Perth Amboy 1, Woodbridge nothing. Joe Lorello, who is our base umpire. And who knows what they're talking about here as we go to the top of the 7th.
Well, Paul, they're probably not talking about Mike Stays as an all-state player, but, we told you about the fact that he was a 2-time all-stater at Perth Amboy, graduated from Amboy in '56, went to San Jose State for a year, came home, and had drawn a lot of attention, and the Giants were interested in signing him, and so he said to his father, listen, this is what I want to do. And on the day he signed, Willie Mays, Willard Marshall, and a local bird dog by the name of Frank Burke signed him to the contract in Perth Amboy. He made $15,000 as a signing bonus. Of course, his salary was only $125 a week. Made it all the way up to AAA. Played for Corpus Christi in AAA ball and hurt his left shoulder, his pitching shoulder, not throwing the ball, but rounding third base. Slipped and fell and jammed his shoulder, and that was it. Came home and as we told you earlier, went to the Army and got into the plumbing business, but now in the teaching profession.
Miguel Pilat leads off the visiting half of the 7th inning. 1-1 the count to the junior DH. Walked in the 3rd and hit a double off the top of the fence in the 5th. Eventually was stranded at 3rd.
You know, Mike had a pretty good fastball during an exhibition game. His minor league manager said as he was about to face Orlando Cepeda, why don't you try and throw one past him? The baby bull put one into orbit, he said. He said Cape Canaveral, at the time it was Cape Canaveral, was tracking the ball.
Fouled out of play 2-2. The baby bull, Orlando Cepeda, played for the Cardinals, Giants.
Juan Marichal, by the way, was Mike's first roommate in minor leagues. And the final thing we'll say, you know what he used some of his bonus money for? Helped put his brother through the seminary. His brother's now a bishop in the Greek Orthodox Church out in the Pittsburgh-Johnstown area.
Full count to Pilat. We remind you that in 9 of their first 11 games, the Barons have been in one-run ball games. Winning 6, losing 3. Well, right now they are on the short end of a one-run game. And Pilat takes ball 4. Only the 4th walk allowed by Rowdy. One of them was an intentional walk to Soler.
Second time that Pilat has walked, and he's been on all 3 times.
And we will have a pinch runner coming into the ball game for Perth Amboy.
Helman Kaba, cousin of David Kaba, will come in. Helman, a senior reserve outfielder.
So Kaba, the pinch runner, no one out. We go to the top of the order for Patrick Ricks.
Ricks has struggled with the bat today, Paul. We might see him in a sacrifice situation. I would think that we would try to build that extra run, that insurance run.
Throw to first. Beckhorn just barely gets the backhand on it, stops it from getting away.
Kind of a la-di-da toss over there.
Well, the Barons obviously feel the same way that you do, that the Panthers are going to try and build that insurance run one way or another, either with the steal or with the sacrifice. And although Ricks is 0 for 3, remember he came in hitting .555. He squares the bunt, pops it up to Rowdy. And Rowdy makes the play in the air, so 1 away, and that is 2 times today that the Panthers have tried to bunt, and twice they have popped up. So you can guess that come the next practice, the Panthers will be working on that sacrifice.
Yeah, you can kind of figure that out. No question about it.
Watch the bat head. That's always the key. You could see right at the replay when we took that center field camera, the bat head drops down, and any time that bat head drops down, you're going to get a pop-up.
Where's the scooter?
Grounded to third. Pachowski's going to try to go for 2. Marinello for 1. The return, not in time. Beckhorn makes a great play, dives off the bag to save the ball from going into foul territory. But the lead runner, Kaba, is erased.
Ball was hit a little too slow to really be able to turn the 2. Woodbridge gave it the good try, though. And as you mentioned, Paul, Beckhorn doing a good job to prevent the ball from getting by him and putting Gennaro into scoring position.
Although at this field, it's not that big of a problem. Remember, the ball's going to hit the fence and Beckhorn can run it down, as opposed to, of course, other fields where it just goes out of play and is the automatic base. A hard hit ball by Aracena, and it's off the fence. It is a foul ball. Foul by about 6 or 8 inches. It hit off the fence right near the foul pole, and Aracena almost produced the insurance run on this hit.
Boy, this got there in a hurry. But clearly a foul ball.
So Alex Aracena, 0 for 3 today, but almost made up for that. And with 2 away, would have almost certainly scored Gennaro. Takes another big swing, and it hits it this time short to left. Chalua coming in, and Chalua has it for the final out. So we'll head for the home half of the 7th, and the Barons need 1 to tie. Two-hitter, no runs allowed. Working on a masterpiece here, but just in case, Mike Smisko has number 32, Freddie Torres, warming up. So if necessary, Torres is there. But Cava has, for the most part, breezed through this ball game. Woodbridge has only left 2 runners on base, and only one of those was at second base. There'll be a slight delay as Alex Aracena puts on the gear. Aracena came very close to adding some insurance runs. Either 1, if that ball stayed fair, or 2, if it stayed fair and went over the fence. And it was close to doing both. Mike Smisko, Steve Rubin, looking for their 5th win of the year. Again, a win would improve them to 5-4-1.
You know, last year they were 5-15. Mike Smisko says what he's just trying to do is take the knowledge that he gained as a player on all the levels that he reached and just turn it over to the kids, teach them some of the fundamentals, and just let them have some fun. And it looks like they're having a good time. When you start to see improvement, you know as a player when things are going right, when you've turned the corner. And it makes it fun to play the games when you see that kind of an improvement. And again, barring a complete collapse, they should improve on last year's mark. A win here today, as we mentioned, would make them equal last year's win mark. They got a chance to get into the GMC if they continue to play well. And even if they're not able to get that second spot, they may just play well enough to play themselves into the tournament anyway. So a lot of positives. They're on the verge of qualifying for the state playoffs. So a lot of good things happening with this Amboy program. And it's a young club.
For the Barons, heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 here in the bottom of the 7th. Frank Beckhorn will lead it off. He is 0-for-2. Grounded out to short. Opposite field fly ball to right. That was cleanly fielded by Brent Rousey. Beckhorn takes the first pitch, ball 1. David Kaba has not walked anyone, has not struck out anyone, but has allowed only 2 hits. Here's the 1-1 to Beckhorn. Hit hard to center field. Soler going back. He'll have plenty of room. 1 away. Willie Soler, the man who made that catch, has accounted for the only run of the ball game on a home run.
Bit of a technical problem there, but if you saw it earlier, it was a no doubt about it job. And if you didn't, I just told you, it was a no doubt about it job to left field.
1 away for Brian Petro, the catcher. Petro sticks the bat out, hits it towards right field. Coming on is Rousey, and he makes the grab. So a mostly ground ball out day for David Kaba has now turned into 2 consecutive flyouts, but neither one of them close to being in for hits.
And we got that home run, the only run of this ball game for you now. Soler, I mean, just no question about it. Just about belt high, and left fielder Chalua went back and needed about another 15 feet or so.
Popped up over our heads, out of play, third base side. Matt Laughlin makes the grab.
I needed about another 15 feet, too, to get that one, but gave it a shot. You know, I still have never caught a foul ball. But watching a game, you know, announcing a game, professional, amateur, you name it, I haven't caught one.
1-1 to Pachowski, neither have I, up in Livingston one year. There was a little ground ball, that similar situation of where we are. It just bounced. It was coming right towards me and just hit the fence in front of me. But other than that, not even close. Never saw a no-hitter either on TV, in the park, announcing a game. Here's the 1-1 to Pachowski. 2 away, bottom of the 7th. Woodbridge again involved in a one-run ball game.
Paul, before we don't get the chance to say it, we talked about the improvement Perth Amboy has shown this year. Woodbridge is very close to improving on last year's mark. They finished 10-10 last year. They've already rung up 7 victories, so improvement on both sides for both clubs. Credit going to the players and the coaching staff.
Our thanks also to Joe Dorsey, the athletic director here at Woodbridge. Stopped by earlier, made sure everything was all right. We thank him for his help just outside. We will have a full count to Pachowski. Coming up on Thursday, the Ionia and Sea Caucus, and on Friday we have softball for you, Colonia and Kennedy. Here's the 3-2. Missed him. First walk of the day, allowed by David Cobb.
And some nervous shuffling of feet going on in the Amboy dugout, because that's the potential tying run down at first base. 2 out, though, so you breathe a little easier.
23 batters before Caba walked anyone.
Caba has had little trouble with the heart of the order, Paul. The dangerous bats, 3 through 8, just not been a problem for him. Mance, the 9-hitter, has one of the hits, and Marinello, the 2nd hitter, has the other hit.
Mark Chalua, the junior left fielder, steps in. 0 for 2 today. Flied out to center, grounded out to third. Pachowski on first. Not a threat to run, although he does have 3 steals. But with 2 away, you're not going to collect the final out on a stolen base attempt.
Don't forget, Torres has been warming up for quite a while. He should be warmed and ready to come in if Amboy decides they need to bring somebody in here.
Although, thinking back to last year's Group 3 state championship game, remember that ended on a stolen base attempt of home. Tying run was thrown out at the plate, steal of home. So you're never really sure in this game. You've never seen it all until you've seen it all. Chalua swings, hits a fly ball to right center. Rousey coming over, Solar coming over, and Willie Solar from center field makes the grab for the final out. So Willie Solar's 4th inning home run will stand up as the only run of the ball game. In the inning for the Barons, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. David Caba throws a masterful 2-hitter to help the Perth Amboy Panthers to a 1-0 victory. David and Willie will be joining us in the postgame show right after this. Woodbridge, 4 total runs. Today's final score again, Perth Amboy 1, Woodbridge 0, and the gentleman who accounted for the 1 run today, Willie Solar, steps in. Willie, on the way over here, both you and I agreed it wasn't hit that hard. What did you think when the ball left your bat?
Nah, it wasn't hit that hard. You give a high fastball, so I'm driving, get the team in scoring.
For the most part this year, I would have to assume you're going to expect to see a lot of curveballs. Have you had to adjust your batting style because of that?
Yes, we threw a lot of curveballs down, and it's hard to hit curveballs. And the coach talked to me about curveballs, and it's hard.
You're also going to be drawing a lot of intentional walks. You picked one up today. Does that make you a little bit more anxious at the plate? Or do you think you're going to have to try and not swing at bad balls because you are going to draw so many intentional walks?
Yes, I have 4 this year. Sometimes I get a little mad but the coaches are smart in doing that.
And it must have been interesting when you drew one with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
Willie, thanks very much for coming by. Congratulations on a home run today that accounted for the only run of the ball game. And the reason that run stood up was because David Caba pitched a masterful 2-hitter today. David, congratulations on your performance. From the way it looked, you're not going to be a strikeout pitcher, but the main thing, you're not going to be a pitcher who walks a lot of people. Control, obviously, is the main part of your game.
Before the season started, I talked to the coach talked to me, and he told me that forget about strikeouts. Last year in JV, I had a lot of strikeouts. I was trying to overpower. This year, he just told me to get my control. He knows I got good mechanics, and just throw the ball, work on the curveball, which I have to do. But I threw my changeups, it's effective, and I threw a lot of little slider today, and it worked, it was effective. And my fastball, was doing his job.
With the exception of the last inning, most of the outs were recorded on ground outs. Is that a typical David Caba game?
Yes, ground balls and fly balls, and basically because I keep them off stride. You know, I work with the changeups and the fastball and work with location like the coach told me.
In a tight ball game like this, 1-0, you got the first 2 outs in the 7th, then you walk the guy. Do you get a little anxious at that point in such a close game?
Yeah, I was kind of nervous, you know. The coach had confidence in me with 2 outs. You know, I walked the guy, but, you know, I knew I was going to come back. You know, the coach has confidence in me, so I did my job, and he did his job too.
And a quick comment about your catcher, Alex Aracena. He gave you a big hand by picking off a runner at first base.
Wow, was that great. You know, it gave me a big lift because that shows that we were playing together and we were willing to win and playing hard. You know, we never gave up.
David, thanks very much for coming by. Congratulations on the victory today. A 2-hitter for Caba. And Mike, obviously, when you can put up a fellow like a Willie Solar into your lineup, things are going to look good for you. That ball didn't look like it had the power to get out of here, but it just kept going and going.
Willie has a lot of power, and when Willie half swings, the ball can take off of the bat very quickly. And I just was praying that would carry, and it didn't. Steve and I, my assistant coach Ruben, said, I don't think that ball's going to carry. And all of a sudden, the outfielder just turned around, looked at it, and then we said goodbye. But he's a powerful hitter. I don't care how many times they walk him sometime in the lineup. They got to face him because Brenton's on the bottom, and Brenton can spank the ball also. And we were wishing for that. And, of course, Brenton pulled through with a double. But the thing was today was our defense. We've been playing solid defense in St. Joseph's. The pitching of David Caba was superb. He did it the first game 2-1 on a very cold, windy day. He did it here, as he said. He's right. Last year he was trying to overpower. I told him, Dave, you cannot do that. You're not an overpowering pitcher. I'm going to teach you the reverse slider, which I taught him, and he's been throwing that, and I taught him the changeup, hiding it way back in his hand, which he does throw excellent, and he's got good control. So I have a lot of confidence in the young man. He's a junior.
We saw that you had Freddie Torres warming up in the 7th inning. Was it close to getting him in the ball game?
Well, it's a psych job, really. When I put him out, I said, you get up there, and that'll psych David to working harder, because David sometimes rarely gets a little bit of, you know, he gets lazy, like all young kids do. So I psychological reasoning to pump him up on the mound, and that's all I had to do, and he did the trick for me.
5-4-1, and you're back in the hunt for the top of the Red Division,
which I love. And we have some outstanding kids. Irving Lozada starting to come around now and play. He's hitting fairly well now. I just have to get him to put the ball in play more, and he's coming around. Irving is a type of a ball player. He knows the game, and I love him at short. A lot of people like to give up on him. You know, they say, oh, this and that and that. And not me. I don't give up on my kids. I never give up on my kids. I love them.
They did not give up today. Mike, thanks very much for coming by. Congratulations on the victory. A 1-0 victory for Perth Amboy. And Matt, sometimes we get our high school games that are the 12-11 variety, but this was just a very, very good high school baseball.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable. I think the fans who came out, and there was a fair amount of fans who came out and braved this chilly weather. I think they enjoyed the game, and I sure believe that our viewers did also. It was a good game, well-pitched game, well-defensed game, and one blast off the bat from the power man was a difference in the ball game.
And that's the way it was. So another one-run ball game for the Barons, and for the second time this year, they're on the losing end of a one-run game to the Panthers. We'll see you next Thursday up in Secaucus for Leonia and Secaucus. For Matt Lachlan, I'm Paul Spahala. Again, our final, Perth Amboy 1, Woodbridge 0.
Call or something.
He'll be back. He just needs time to think.
Hope you're right.
I am. I'm always right. See, that's the thing you're going to learn about. And someday you'll come to me and you'll say, Shelley, Shelley, darling, you're always right.
Hey, look! Over there! Slenderman!
you get that thing out of there yourself? I know, dumb question. I was really scared.
I can cheat, can I? I mean, yeah, go ahead, cheat. Come on. Hey, where'd you guys find my bike? What, you been fishing? Oh, no. Thanks, I'll take it now. Hey, Mike!
Moody, you're a real bastard.
Lindemann, you picking on Moody again? Huh? You're really beginning to annoy me.
Look, just don't get us any trouble. Enough is enough, all right?
Get it, Lindemann, you got 3 seconds to make your split. Now get. Without the bike. It's Moody's now. One. 2. Tell you, some guys never learn.
Okay. Take it.
Okay. Hey. Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. All right. Come on.
Come on, Ricky, come on.
Damn you, Moody!
Moody!
Slow down. Cover up. Come on, man. Get him.
Come on, get him! Get him! Come on, hit him, kid!
Come on, you want your ass kicked? Come on. Come on, you faggot. Come on, whip. Go for his nose.
Thanks, you're a wonderful human being, you know that?
Would you need your damn bodyguard? Come on! Get him.
I want to get him. Oh, all right, all right.
Clifford, get him in the nose. Broke my nose.
I really think he broke his nose.
You broke my nose.
You did do it.
So did you.
Looks better that way. Oh, my nose, man. You want to see it, Moody? Hey, stretcher.
All right.
Oh,
Way to go.
real impressive bicep on the You don't fret. What do you expect? $10.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, don't touch me. Come on.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
I had this idea. You're a pretty good fighter back there. I was wondering, would you like to be my bodyguard? I could pay you 50 cents a day. I could do your homework for you. I'm pretty smart.
Not interested. Anyway,
$1 a day. $1 a day?
$1 a day. Inflation, buddy.
Inflation?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
On the next Magnum, Higgins flies the coop with a major score, and Magnum is left holding the bag. Is it a setup, or is Higgins really the culprit? It's up to Magnum to find out. Coming up next, here on Channel 9.
Stress. The company dishes it out and you suffer. See how some employers are trying to end stress before it ends you. Starting Wednesday on the news at 10.
Mustang, have one on me.
Roger, Den Mother.
Great. Trouble with your refreshment system?
Negative.
Where is he? Hi, boys.
Diet Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Now when you taste the Diet Pepsi sensation, you could win a Club Med vacation. See your store display for details.
Pizza. Kids are expert stain makers. Oh, no. So I use Liquid All, the liquid stain lifter. A-L-L. How does it work? Liquid All pours its power right on stains and gets everything clean. For my little stain makers. Oh, nuts. I get the liquid stain lifter. A-L-L. It's the liquid stain lifter.
Ooh, love that D'Agostino, love that dag. Magic on the menu when you cook with Dag. Love those veggies, ooh, love that meat. Enough of this lovemaking. What do you say we eat? So please, Mr. D'Agostino, move closer to me.
Cut to order, shells of beef, $1.79 a pound at D'Agostino.
The almighty dollar. What can it do for you? Well, if you invest your hard-earned dollars in a Nissan Sentra, you'll not only have the economy car ranked #1 in quality, you'll have a wise investment. Last year's Sentra has actually increased about 4% in value, while a comparable Ford Escort lost over 7% of its value. At $64.99, the Nissan Sentra is smart money. Invest in a Nissan Sentra today at your tri-state Nissan dealers. We're #1 in quality.
Baking soda, sugar, perhaps the worst combination any vacuum could face. And this is the new Housekeeper Plus from Regina. Watch. The Housekeeper Plus is Regina's most powerful vacuum. The attachments are built in, including this hose. So cleaning above the floor is as easy as cleaning carpets. You're going to be happy a vacuum this good was built, even if our competition isn't. Introducing
A double pleasure's waiting for you. A double pleasure from Double Mint Gum. A double great feeling, making you realize Double Mint's the one for you. Double fresh, double smooth, double delicious to chew. A double pleasure is waiting for you. Double Mint Gum. A double pleasure is waiting for you. Double Mint Gum.
Marilyn, you'll never guess what followed me home.
New York Telephone presents the Friend in Need call.
Quick, tell me a joke. Tell me a fat joke.
Don't give in. Calling for help is easy with New York Telephone's low regional calling rates.
Thanks. But I might have to call you again later.
So call and find a friend to talk you out of it.
I can't live without you. I can't.
Feel fresh all day with Shield. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, fresh. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, fresh. Feel fresh the whole day through with Shield. Shield deodorant soap. When the clock strikes 6, 7, 2, she will still be going for you. 'Cause Shield protection feels so right. Keeps you fresh from day to night. You'll feel fresh the whole day through with Shield. Fresh all day with Shield.
Cosmetic surgery? If you think it could improve your life, you should speak to the highly trained surgeons at Profiles and Contours. At Profiles and Contours, each patient receives the personal care and attention of a board-certified surgeon, and their computer imaging system will show how you could look before surgery, not after. So discover the difference. Call 861-4100 now for your free consultation. You can feel good about yourself. Call 861-4100 now.
For the hunter and the hunted, on the harsh land of Atasha, nature rules. Through torrid heat and torrential rain, witness a powerful story of life and death as Africa's wildlife struggle for survival on the best of the National Geographic specials.
Today at 5.
right here on Channel 9.